Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas McClellan from Silversmith Productions, and well, I thought it'd be a nice day to look at some new band footage we took. Isn't that right, Molly? Molly thinks so. Is that right? Yeah, we're gonna look at some stuff, and it's a very good stuff we're looking at today. Today, the band we're gonna look at is Beguiler. So once again, in case anybody doesn't know, we filmed all this with Zoom. And we took precautions. We made sure that we were all safe when we did this. No protocols involving COVID-19 were broken, so yeah, it should be pretty alright. And if you guys want to look at more of our stuff, you can look at our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter, all the social medias. And stay in touch. Rock on, man. Rock on.
We're at a band called Beguiler. I want to see everyone wake the fuck up. You look like y'all sleeping out there. Yes, we are.
I'm Taylor. I play guitar in Beguiler.
Nolan, I play drums in Beguiler.
And I'm Jacob, I do vocals.
How are you guys handling the self-isolation?
It's kind of shitty, to be honest with you, but fortunately me and Nolan here live together, so we're still able to jam with each other. But yeah, we haven't seen each other in probably over 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, we haven't been able to have like a full jam in quite a while, so it's pretty shitty, but it's not too bad.
Now just trying to figure out our path right now and what we're gonna do, because obviously a lot of our plans for this year have changed drastically because of said situation. So just trying to figure out the best direction of attack to do this.
And still staying busy while we have the improve, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure we pretty well feel like how most people do right now, just kind of over it, you know, want the world to reopen, but fucking life, right, you know?
I suppose the question that most people might ask, where did the name Beguiler come from?
One of our original guitar players thought of it, Alex Skinner, and he I don't know, we all kind of talked about it and what it meant, and this was like back in 2015 probably. It just means to influence or betray using trickery or flattery. And we used to write a lot about like political shit and stuff like that, but honestly the meaning of the name can kind of apply to a lot of things, and it kind of stuck with us. And it's I feel like it's a bit different than all the typical deathcore band names.
All right.
Right on. Now, what sort of activities outside of music that you've been doing to keep yourself occupied in these trying times?
I'm a tattoo artist, so I'm an apprentice really, so I just draw all day pretty much.
Yeah.
I do that and play drums because I have the time to, and not in the shop right now because we're not obviously open to do that. So I have lots of time to practice that kind of stuff. So yeah, it keeps me busy.
Unfortunately, I'm an essential worker, so I've still been working a lot right now. But other than that, I've just been trying to keep active and just trying to do stuff to make me feel like I'm still doing my regular day-to-day, and obviously playing a lot more guitar than normal because I don't have much else to really do.
Yeah, like besides music, I've basically just been playing video games and
Yeah, a lot of video games.
smoking marijuana.
And a lot of Minecraft.
What games have you guys been playing?
I've been playing COD, the new one, quite a bit with some of my friends. I've also just been ripping NHL just cause, and I don't know, some other shooters and stuff. I don't have a lot of space on my PS4 because 500 gigabytes, and I don't have an external.
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Minecraft together.
Yeah.
And I've been playing some Warzone as well.
Yeah, and then I've been playing NHL as well because I've been missing sports a lot. I've been playing a lot of 2K. It's tough that they're not having sports right now. It's like, well, I'm always watching it, so it's weird not having it.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. I'm just bored.
Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give to someone who doesn't really handle long periods of self-isolation well?
Find a hobby. That's the best way to get through it. Like, find something that you're gonna get you want.
Find multiple hobbies. Like, and even if you're doing something you love a lot, you know, take a break, go back to it, keep it more refreshed, and also just try not to think negative. Like, you know, take it day by day. But the more negatively you think about this shit, the more of a negative impact it's going to have on your mental health. So if you have a hard time dealing with that, just do what you need to do, and try not to stress about what you can't control in the moment, you know?
Of all the things that goes on at a live show, like, what is that one aspect of it that you missed the most?
Just being around your friends, just like being around people.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, cause like exactly, cause like there's a lot of bands out there that we're super close with that like we miss meeting, and like we miss like hanging out with those guys. And it's also meeting like fans and meeting new fans and people who've been fans of our music. Like, it's always nice to talk to those people in person, face to face, and like them coming out to your show, showing you support. Like, that's the one thing, is the people around the scene. That's probably like the one thing I miss the most. But as well as like the music and everything else, just like being in that live setting is something that like I've craved, and I know all the rest of us have craved as well. So it's definitely been tough.
Yeah, for sure, and especially like even just getting to hang with the band members and stuff. Like when we go out of town and play and stuff like that, it's always fun getting to hang and do that. And it feels like it sucks because it's, you know, what we planned a lot of the next few months. We planned to do a lot of live shows and stuff, right? But you know, now we're just trying to kind of rework our plans day by day to get by so that we can get back to playing live shows. But definitely what those guys said, the hangs, and I do miss performing too. But yeah, it's almost like a high. Like if you don't have a show the next day, it's like you're almost kind of sad because you like, at least for me, I want to do it all again the next day.
I got one question I was wondering to ask. What genre would you guys categorize yourself as?
Me personally, I would say like we fall under, like, a lot of people would call us like a deathcore band, stuff like that. I could kind of agree with that. I'd say death metal, people that aren't really like genre specific, and then if you care about subgenres of metal, deathcore for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we definitely have like that death metal influence, but we still love our breakdowns. So like breakdowns are always fun, and breakdowns kind of more umbrellas under the deathcore side of it.
Any bands that have an influence on you guys?
Oh, so many. Big ones I think I've at least been told you can hear it are like Carnifex, or some certain songs, like some of the more like OG, like Whitechapel and stuff like that. Just like fast, but still crushing heavy at the same time.
Right on.
And as for like newer bands that influence us, like bands like Aversion Crown and bands like Rivers of Nile and
Yeah, for sure.
like
yeah,
those,
Oceano and bands like that.
those bands they definitely influenced us as well as a lot. Like more like our old school style mixed with like our new school, and that's kind of like what we've always kind of been, a mix of old and a mix of new.
Yeah, for sure. I could agree with that.
You think social media based concerts could be in Beguiler's future?
Yeah, like
Rule it out.
yeah, like we could try. It's just a matter of having the right equipment in order to give you the best possible experience. Because like we just set up our phone, a live stream in our jam room, you ain't gonna hear nothing. It's just gonna be a whitewash of sound because like the phone like, isn't gonna pick it up. So like we'd have to figure something out to like make it sound at least half decent. But it could be. Hey, it depends if this is gonna be a while. Then we might have to do that at some point. Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely, or even like, you know, it might even be easier to do it like pre-recorded. If we do have the equipment, like just pre-record it live off the floor and post it. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how long this stuff lasts. It might be something that'll happen.
What gear do you use, like instrument-wise and all that stuff? Like,
Well, for guitars, myself, I use a Mesa Boogie double rectifier with a Marshall JCM 900 cab. Our other guitarist uses a PD 6505 Plus with a Mesa oversized cab. And then for guitars, I just have a pretty standard Ibanez Geo Series 7-string guitar with
Not
EMG
bad.
pickup.
not bad.
And then our other guitarist, he uses a LTD, I can't think of the actual name, but I think it's the SC600 or something like that. Pretty nice guitar as well, 7-string. And then our bassist has a Trainer head and cab with his Jackson bass. It's a nice white one.
Yeah, and then for drums, I use a Pearl Decade Maple 7-piece, and then I have a Pearl Icon rack to hold all my gear up, and then I have like a mix of Sabian and Meinl cymbals. I have the Pearl Demonator.
Show them the kit.
Actually, I can just show you guys.
It's right here. That's
I can just show you guys. Give me a sec here. So we get this
Yeah. Hot damn.
Yeah, so it's got three rack toms, 2 floor toms, snare bass.
Nice set.
Yeah, I have the fucking.
Anyways, so
I have like the Meinl custom plastic dark crashes. They're like black and gold. They're fucking sweet. I have that for the crash and for the China. And then my favorite cymbal is the Extreme Metal Ride. It's like got a massive like 6-inch bell. It's really, really loud. It cuts through like everything on stage. So
yeah.
and we got the
Oh yeah, we got the.
bass drum logo.
Of course, so we always got to have the.
Of course, you gotta have the band's logo on.
Of course.
For me, I use for playing live. I use a Shure. I think it's a Shure Beta 58A. Or 58A. This is what I use for recording. It's SM7B. Sure.
What's your favorite song to play live?
Oh, for me on guitar, I love playing Crutch. Crutch is one of those songs that I just like. It's super fast and energetic. I like some of my favorite riffs that we play are in that song for sure. For me,
For me, either Fragile Mind, just because like I love the actual drum part for it, or probably Crutch, just because people usually throw down pretty hard
That
for that
too,
song.
yeah.
That one's usually fun to play.
Yeah, that's hard for me to say. Honestly, I like playing them all, like, a lot. I'd say probably Born Under a Bad Sign, because people really go off for that. And same with, I really like playing Cynical when I'm not, like, half dead, because that song's super tiring. Same with Crush, too. That's a good one, too. Nice and fast.
If you can tour with any band, who would it be, and why?
Oh, the Black Dahlia Murder for me.
Yeah.
BDM.
I was honestly gonna say the same thing.
Oh,
Beguiler
for
and Black
sure.
Dahlia Murder.
Oh, that'd be fun. Or like a band like Cone Effects, or there's so many.
Black Dahlia, like, they have a lot of tour footage out there. And it's like they would be so awesome to go
Group,
the
yeah,
road
they would be a fun
But
time.
in
and
terms of like,
experience that.
yeah, in terms of like money and success wise though, fucking tour a System of a Down would be insane.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother level of music though. Yeah.
Yeah, like local bands would be like there's tons of friends we'd love to tour with, like Lost Creation, who we've done stuff with, same with False Fire, Pillars of Autumn, like literally hundreds of bands are running through my head right now. There's a ton we'd love to tour with, and I hope we get the chance to, for sure, like once we're back at it.
How do you handle the logistics about going on tour?
It definitely, it takes quite a bit of preparation depending what you're doing. Like most of that I plan myself. You know, if for bigger stuff we would probably hire a tour manager to help organize everything and come along with us. But essentially, like, our agent will give us an offer or something like that, and he'll kind of give us like the facts of you know, what the deals are with the different promoters, etc., what each band is getting, you know, where everything's going to be, and then it's kind of on us to figure out what the most cost-effective way to do everything is. And usually, like, I don't know, it all works out. There's a lot of variable expenses in touring, so you never really know. You want to plan and kind of work out so that you have a point where you are most likely to break even, and then you just got to keep good track of what you're doing and each night and what you're spending and what you're making, and kind of it balances itself out. At least it has for us. We've been fortunate enough.
Now, what advice would you give to someone that wants to be in a band or wants to form a band or something?
Well, the biggest advice I can give to someone that wants, like, that has never started a band or never like done anything like that before, is to just like not give up, because stuff gets hard sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't feel like you're making an impact, or sometimes it doesn't feel like you're making a difference. But like the more you push and the more you play and the more that you like get better as a musician yourself, you'll see it pay dividends in the future. But as well as just surround yourself with a good group of people. It's great to have great musicians in a band, but it's also important to be good friends with one another and being able to hang out and being able to be not only just band members, but like almost like a family. Like we're always looking after each other. We always like,
Yeah.
we're always,
I would say, like, yeah, go to a local show and experience it.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say, kind of building on what Taylor said, have a lot of patience with that too. 'Cause it's not a quick process, like he said. Like, and you'll always see dividends in the future, but it's something where you got to put a lot of work into, and you got to put a lot of thought into the best way you can do everything, and like essentially like knowing the scope of what you're doing and what you're trying to portray to people, like, as a band, right? Because, like, I don't know, it helps you know where you want to go in terms of like market and stuff like that, right? So yeah, I don't know. Just take your time with it. Be patient. Learn about what you like and what you want to do, and then it'll all come if you keep working at it.
Do you know how you guys sort of like formed the group, or how you guys sort of met up to do this thing, kind of thing?
Oh, this is a very long origin story, but I'll think of like Jacob handle that one because he's been there since the beginning. Me and Nolan had joined later on.
I'm the latest.
Yeah.
I'll keep it quick. Like we started with like currently there's still 3 original members from the project. We started in like 2015 and we played a few shows and stuff. And we just had some lineup changes and took like a lot of time off. We're pretty slow with things. We had all played in bands prior to this one, so that's kind of how we all knew each other. Like I knew Taylor from his other band. He knew me from my old bands. I knew the other guys that were starting Beguiler, their old band, and they asked me to join. And I asked my a band member of mine to join, who's Scott, our current bassist. So then that's how the original Beguiler started. And yeah, then we, I don't know, throughout the years, like things changed. You know, one of our guitar players moved. Actually, our drummer moved as well. And so we've had lineup changes, and Taylor came after his endeavors with a band in the scene as well, and then Nolan also had a band before, which is how we kind of linked. It's, I don't know. I find a lot of things kind of happen like that. It's always people get into the game with different bands, and then end up becoming friends and then doing stuff together, right? So
Yeah, my band was kind of coming to an end, like the one that I was in before, and it was like on its way down. So I was kind of like looking for other people who were kind of starting things up, and then I saw one of my friends from another band from Toronto, Pillars of Autumn, Nick Young. Yeah, he shared Jacob's post on Facebook about Jacob asking if anyone knew like a death metal drummer that was looking to get into it, and I said, yeah, I hit Jacob up, and yeah, and we kind of just jammed and just started from there.
And then he joined the band, and at the time we hadn't done anything in like over a year, and we didn't have a drummer, right? So that was a huge thing because we didn't think we would find another drummer that could play that type of stuff and that would be committed to the band. And like we always had stuff on the back burner since 2015, but I'd say once Nolan joined is when we started to kind of take things like really serious and try and actually push it and put more into it and try and get more out of it, right?
Well, let's talk about the EP that the last EP that you released. How did that come about, the recording process and all that?
Oh man, well I'd say once we got back together with Nolan, we had our first EP, Born Under a Bad Sign, and we had recorded that like almost 2 years before we released it. And we were sitting on it because we weren't doing anything and like hadn't been active. So then once Nolan joined, we relearned all that, put that out, gave it a release, and right away we were working on new songs. So then, you know, we wrote a few songs, or probably like a handful of songs, picked the best 3, and then we went and recorded that. And then that's how the release came about. Typically, we record everything doing pre-production, like on my laptop, and then we go and work with our friend Keegan, who runs Nocturnal Audio, and we basically just re-record everything with him, and it brings it to a whole other level. So that's typically the process with that. I don't know. How many months did that take? I think like probably like nine months from the time we started writing until when we released.
Yeah, roughly. that was about how long it took. Like,
Yeah. And then yeah, I don't know. With the EP, the whole I don't know. I think the other guys would agree. The whole inspiration with that was we didn't want to do a full length. We hadn't been at it for a while. We wanted to try some new things and also build on the sound we already had, and it kind of just kept building from there.
Plus, as well, like we changed our way of writing from our first EP to our second. Our first EP, we had a more jam-esque session where we would all get together, we would jam out the songs, and then that way. Where then with the new EP, we kind of transitioned into writing on the laptop, just MIDIing the drums, and then just kind of like, we found the process to be quicker that way, and we were getting a better product that way because we didn't need everyone in the room in order to like write a song where we could just me and Jacob could get together, or just Miller and Jacob could get together. Like, we'd usually end up going to Jacob's house to go and record since he had all the equipment for it. And then it kind of helped our writing style, because then we were able to push ourselves and do stuff that we couldn't really play right away, that then in the future something we could work towards and pushing our musical boundaries even further. So, and that's our plan with this new music that we've done as well. Like, we've really pushed ourselves even further than the last EP as musicians to be better and like write better music. So I find the writing process that we've switched to has definitely helped us out a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And that, like, with the whole like concept of everything, in the past, like, I wrote a lot of the first EP just kind of about I don't know, like stories about like end of the world, like a lot of stuff inspired by like media, like television shows or like stuff like that, and it just give me like different ideas and just, I don't know, stuff that it's like it kind of meant something, but it really didn't mean a lot. And then with the last EP we did, I kind of wanted to write something like more like personal. Like, in the year we had off, like, I think everyone in the band went through like a lot of personal shit. Like, I went through the worst year of my life, like 100%. And I mean, that project, getting it all out, like doing that last EP, like, it helped me tremendously. So I was like, I don't know, really grateful for that. And I feel like that was a huge driving force for me, because I was always just blocking out shit I didn't want to think about. And I was like, let's work on fucking music and make it, you know, aggressive and heavy. And yeah, that's what we came out with for sure.
How do you market your EP?
I don't feel like there's a very simple answer for that question, but essentially, like, we I mean, of course, do things like play shows. We're on social media trying to promote things, trying to build our following and build our network. We want to do it organically though, so that's where it's like playing shows with having that online network like helps make everything more organic, because you can have 20,000 followers and not sell any tickets to a show, right? So I don't know, we kind of come up with a plan, which is like a marketing plan for an album, and essentially we do everything in our power we can on it, and it's essentially what it is just a plan of every possible way you think you can get exposure with the album, and like the best avenues you think you can get that exposure through, and not have it be too pushy, but good, like, you know, good coverage, good promotion of the album, maybe some advertising. And then because we're a DIY band, we don't have a fucking, you know, $1 million budget every year to do an album and market it. So marketing is, you know, 2/3 of putting out an album nowadays, and it's extremely expensive. So we just do what we can within our budget. But like, we're always, every project we work on, we're always expanding it and able to do more with it. So that's that's basically the mindset right now, unless we come into partnership with someone who, can invest more marketing dollars into the band, which may happen, right? So like Canada has funding for music and all these types of things. So we'll definitely be applying to grants and stuff like that to try and help market the album online, and probably a bit of radio, but more the interactive streaming and like satellite radio avenue.
Right.
Yeah, and videos. Videos are huge nowadays. You want to spend a lot of money on. Well, you don't want to spend a lot of money on them, but you kind of have to. And so we're gonna definitely be doing some higher budget music videos once we're back in full capacity, right?
What are some ways people can support the band?
We still have our merch store online, which is Beguiler.bigcartel. But we got merch on there. We can ship stuff. We also just got a clothing endorsement with a company called Deadlong. And we're also working on some new music soon, so people staying in tune with that and keeping their ear on the web for when it drops. That would be much appreciated for sure.
Yeah, and just listening to all our old music too, like as long as just helping us keep our listeners up, and just trying to do everything to get people to still listen to our music, even though they can't see us live right now, which is what we obviously love to do, and that's why we play. But just doing whatever we can to get people to still be listening to our music, and that's one of the best ways you can support us, is just jamming our tunes.
Yeah, we've been trying to do like more videos and stuff too. So also another way people can help us too is just give any suggestions of things they want to see, songs they want to see covered or performed by us, stuff like that. Yeah, that all helps too.
Is there anything you guys wanted to add before we go?
Just follow us on Instagram at Beguiler Band. Give us a like on Facebook, Beguiler on Facebook. What else do we have?
I don't know. Check out the music. It's on all platforms.
Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, all that stuff.
Just stay connected, and
and we're gonna try and have some more content. So we're definitely trying to just have some more personal content during these times, because what's a better way than to try and connect with the people who listen to our music on a more personal level, because they won't get to see us live or see us in person. We're still trying to brainstorm some ideas. Once we can all finally get together, we might be doing some live stream stuff, hopefully, and we'll see where that takes us.
Fuck yeah, guys. Thank you so much.